说中文。
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello there, newbies. This is Chinese Pot coming to you from Shanghai, China. My name is Ken Carroll.
Hello, I'm Jenny.
Jenny, what are we talking about here today?
Talking about tea.
Tea.
And what happens if you've had enough tea? Or how do you tell your host?
You've had enough tea.
Yes.
It's kind of like, I've had way too much tea here. Let's slow down. All right, interesting. Because this is something that could actually happen in China because we do drink a lot of tea here.
And people are particularly hospitable here.
Yes, indeed.
Keep offering.
That's right. And there's all sorts of very interesting little tea ceremonies as well that can go on in tea houses and so on. I think slightly less likely in someone's house, but certainly at a tea house. There's all sorts of interesting things going on. Okay, let's sit back. Just briefly, where are we in this dialogue? Where do you think? Are we in a tea house or somebody's home, or could it be either?
I think most likely in somebody's home.
Most likely in somebody's
So between
home.
a host and the guest.
Okay, so the language here we have is very high frequency. It's the kind of stuff you'll be able to use. Okay. All right, let's sit back and listen to the dialogue 3 times, and then we'll come back and we'll translate it.
Dialogue first time.
你还要喝茶吗？
不要，谢谢，
不要客气。
真的够了，谢谢。
Second time.
你还要喝茶吗？
不要，谢谢，
不要客气。
真的够了，谢谢。
Third time.
你还要喝茶吗？
不要，谢谢，
不要客气。
真的够了，谢谢。
Okay, why not take it from the top?
你还要喝茶吗？
Do you want some more tea?
你还要喝茶吗？
Do you want some more tea?
你还要喝茶吗？不要，谢谢。
No thanks.
不要，谢谢。
No thank you.
不要，谢谢。不要客气。
There's no need to be so polite.
不要客气。
Don't be so polite.
不要客气。真的够了，谢谢。
No, that's really enough. Thank you very much.
真的够了，谢谢。
No, it's really enough. Thank you.
真的够了，谢谢。
Okay. Again, what we had is an exchange here. We're talking about tea in this context, but it could be sort of any drink or it could be any type of food in particular, where your host in China will encourage you to consume more. And this is precisely the type of language that you will hear them use in doing that.
Yep.
Let's take it from the top again. Let's look at the first sentence, please, Jenny.
你还要喝茶吗？你还要喝茶吗？
Okay, the verb to drink is
喝，喝，
and the word for tea is
茶，茶，
so when you put them together you get
喝茶，喝茶，
now the tones there, Jenny, are
喝 first tone，然后茶 second。
okay, so first and second. So this is a really good example of the first and second tone together. So let's hear it again, please, if you would, Jenny.
喝茶，喝茶。
喝茶. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, so that might be your first phrase in Chinese right there. 喝茶. And that's
Drinking
how it sounds,
tea.
drink tea. At the end of this sentence, we have a particle.
Yes，妈。
Ma. Now, ma indicates that we have a question here.
Exactly.
All right. So we have at the end of the sentence, we have 喝茶吗? Meaning it's a question concerning
tea.
drinking tea. So let's look at the beginning of the sentence. What was the first phrase there?
你还要，你还要。
All right. So we have a pronoun at the beginning, which is the pronoun for you, and that is
你，你。
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
Now, and the expression
还要
now, the verb 要 fourth tone means
is to want.
to want. So the expression 还要 would translate as
还 means more
yes.
or still.
Do you still want?
对
Yeah.
So it indicates, do you still want something?
Yes, yeah. So would you like some more? Yeah. So literally translated, do you still want more tea kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
你还要喝茶吗？你还要喝茶吗？
okay. Now, the response here is
不要，谢谢。不要，谢谢。
so 不要谢谢. Now, the expression 谢谢 means, of course,
Thanks.
thanks. And we have the verb 要 again.
Yeah.
Now, the negative form of, as in, do not want or I don't want, you just say
不要，不要。
不要. Now, really, really useful phrase here.
Yeah.
不要 can be used in many, many situations.
You have to know how to say no.
Yes, indeed. And it's the equivalent of English. No thanks, or I don't want to, or that's, okay.
Yes.
不要谢谢. So when you add the 谢谢, it's very polite.
Yeah.
It's a very polite way to say no or no thanks. 不要谢谢. Now, your host uses the same,
Urges you.
yes, and by saying,
不要客气，不要客气。
now here's 不要 again, and meaning don't or don't be.
Yeah.
And the expression 客气.
客气，客 means guest.
Yes.
And 客气 means to behave like a guest.
To behave
meaning
like a
being overly polite. And
yeah.
not really taking or accepting the hospitality showing by a
yeah,
host.
Yeah. So 不要客气. So no need to be, don't make yourself at home kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, but you really have had your fill of tea or whatever it is. It could be food, of course, and you'll say,
真的够了，谢谢。真的够了，谢谢。
okay. So once again, we have 谢谢. So we're all being very polite at the end. And the expression 够了, meaning
Enough.
enough. Enough.
So fourth tone,
Yeah.
够 and neutral 了，够了，
够了.
够了，
And when you want to say it really is enough,
真的够了，真的够了。
right? So 真的 translate, I guess, as it's really,
Really.
really is. Yeah, yeah. 真的够了. Oh, no, that's really enough. Thank you very, very much.
谢谢。
Yeah. Okay, let's listen to that 3 more times, shall we?
好。Dialogue first time.
你还要喝茶吗？
不要，谢谢，
不要客气。
真的够了，谢谢。
Second time.
你还要喝茶吗？
不要，谢谢，
不要客气。
真的够了，谢谢。
Third time.
你还要喝茶吗？
不要，谢谢，
不要客气。
真的够了，谢谢。
Can the back and forth
Yeah.
really is high frequency in China?
Well, this is. It's like, will you have some? Oh, no, thanks. No, please. Oh, no. Don't. No, make
It's-
yourself at home.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's like that old monk on the mountain story.
Yes,
We did
indeed.
never ending.
Yes, yeah. And so that's perceived to be the more that back forward continues, the greater the face you're
Yes.
receiving in the sense of people are being respectful. So,
And also showing that you have class.
yes.
You've been well brought up.
Yes, indeed. You've been well trained.
对
And you're aware. You're kind of socially aware of.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that it's a good guideline to use. And particularly, I would say, if you're in doubt, always err on the side of politeness in China. Especially if you have people who are older than you or people who might be like senior in a position in some context.
Yes.
You will be expected. So, if you don't know how polite you need to be, err on the side of caution and be really polite, right?
Yeah.
So this will give you some of the language to do that.
Yes.
All right, now we do suggest you go to ChinesePod.com and explore the language in a lot more detail because it's got it all there. That's how you learn by experimenting and by finding what works for you because it's learning on your terms.
Yep.
Right. Right now, however, it's time for us to go and have a cup of tea.
Yes.
We'll be back
喝茶
again tomorrow, 喝茶, with another lesson. But right now, it's time to say
再见。
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
0704.
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0704 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0704.